Okay, everybody, got Mark Ducharme here on camera. Waiting, he's waiting. I'm sitting in back of the camera recording him.
No pressure on
I just
him.
wanted to have him share a story real quick because my mind has been on this story lately, and so I just wanted him to give his intake on it, even if it's just a minute short, real quick. The story I want to ask you, babe, is there's a story in the Bible about Jesus feeding his disciples on the beach, or something like that, or however we read it. Or I'd like for you to share that story and what it means that to you that God is saying in your, because every meaning we all have, God speaks to us all different. I know that in our own personal understanding and how he speaks to us. I don't believe he speaks to us all the same.
Right.
In that way, when he wants us to know something.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know we talked about this the other day, so I don't even know if I'll say a similar thing.
No, that's fine.
Because I just had all these thoughts about that. Because the amazing thing to me about God, and that story illustrates it, is his willingness to, well, he doesn't demand attention. And I know a lot of people say God doesn't demand attention. Look at the things he's done. But he really showed his heart, I think, when he came here as that man, that he was willing to be anonymous in many ways. And when you see, a lot of times he would do things. He would heal someone, cast demons out of someone, heal blind eyes, take away leprosy. And they would want to shout it to the mountaintops. He'd say, don't tell anyone. And to me, that speaks of his desire to have that one-on-one connection. Because if I went and helped my friend and he was in peril and, I don't know, some disaster, calamity, there was a fire and I rescued him, and he said, I want to go tell everyone what my friend Mark did. And it's like, well, what, first off, most friends wouldn't want that. They just want to hug me and say, thanks for helping me. And that's what a real friendship is. And his desire to connect with us as that friend so he can have all the other connections as a brother, as a father, as a Lord, as a creator, as a teacher, as a everything, as our life. He's willing to go through all these things and suffer all our little human imperfections. So there they are at that moment. They had failed him. They had all failed him. They had all ran away, turned their back on him in his greatest moment of need. But he told them they were going to do that. So obviously he didn't hold anything against them. So they just said, let's just go fishing. Let's just go fishing. We're failures at whatever it is we were supposed to do with the Lord, and let's go back to our lives. And they're out there fishing, and they can't see the shore clearly who it is, but they hear this voice from the shore saying, children, throw your nets on the other side. And they do, and then they get more fish than they can handle. And for the way I understand it, the way the story goes, John immediately understands that's the Lord. I don't know if Peter got it as quick, but he turns to Peter and says, Peter, that's the Lord. So Peter throws off his fisher coat or whatever, and he jumps in the water naked and goes swimming straight towards them. And they all follow behind, bringing the boat and the net with the fish that couldn't be pulled into the boat. And they bring it all up on the beach, and I forget how many it was, just tons of fish. And they're all standing there, and it says something to words to, they all knew it was him, but they wouldn't say. Or maybe that's not the order. They wouldn't say, is it you, Lord, because they knew it was him. And that's something, I don't even know if I can explain the meaning of that. That's like just, so it's like if Jesus was standing right here, and I wasn't able to say, it's you, Lord. Because it's like they couldn't believe it. Like, you mean after all I've done to you, you're still here? It's like that. And not only that, he's just calmly cooking a meal. He's like, here you go, here's some fish. He's not saying, remember what happened a few days ago? He's not saying any of that. He's not saying, I know some people interpret that one where he talks to Peter and says, feed my lambs. That's not a guilt trip. That's a love thing. But he's just relating to Peter for who Peter is. He didn't talk to anyone else the way he talked to Peter. He didn't talk to anyone else the way he talked to John. He didn't talk to anyone else the way he talks to you or to me or anyone else. He talks to each one of us as individuals. But in the broad scale, it just comes under the heading of that love that just says, I'm here. I'm here. I've never left. I'm not gonna leave. So, you know, when you can't get over all the stuff about your screw ups and all that, I'm just here. I'm here.
That's beautifully said. I just got a little nugget while you were sharing this story that I just want to throw in there. Something that, you know, everyone can think about.
Yeah.
God knows who we are. And you could say that you can look at the story and realize that God was there, manifested in flesh as Jesus. And could you say that they probably knew it was God, but they didn't want to admit it by looking at Jesus,
Yeah.
you know, in flesh, but they knew it was God.
Yeah.
But that's just a little something that came to my mind.
No, that's beautiful.
Like, cause you say, cause God knew everything about them, you know, or whatever. He wasn't holding anything against them.
Right.
But there he is, cooking some fish,
Yeah.
and not worrying about what they did, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you say, you can't explain it,
Yeah.
but it's like they knew that was God, but they couldn't say it.
Right.
You know, I can't explain
Yeah, well,
too much either, but
yeah, it's hard to explain, but I think that goes to the root of it. He just wants to say, "See me?
yeah,
It's me."
Okay, well, thanks everyone for watching the Free J channel. Just thought we would share some little insight with you all.
God bless y'all.